What's up, guys? Today I want to walk you through the process step by step of how to install this stone here. See, I have some line. It's a special stone. It's a one-dimension stone, so it's a little bit different from the regular stone that we normally install here on our channel. As you see here, we have some corner piece. These are the ones that you want to turn at the corner once you come to a corner. So I want to give you a walkthrough step by step of how to do this. If this is your first time installing these type of stone, I promise you by the end of this video, you will have an idea of how to do this yourself. With no further ado, let's dive right into the video. But before we jump into the video, all I ask from you is to give the video a thumbs up, just so that YouTube recognize the video, so you can share it to others. You know, apprentices who want to learn and come into the trade, and also you homeowners who want to do it yourself. With no further ado, let's get into it. So this is the mortar we're using. We use the coloring in the mortar. It's a regular mortar 3-to-1 ratio. We have some coloring that we had in there in order to get it to the black color to match the stone. So this is the area that I will be installing the stone. I already installed my weeping plastic and also my tuck tape. We have several videos up where you can go check out to see how to install your weeping plastic if that's something that you're interested of learning how to do. So we're going to install stone from here, come right around here, come all the way around here, go right around there, skirt around 4 feet. Now we're going to bring this, go all the way up with stone, and then bricks going to be right on top. So we're only coming up to this height with our stone, and then we're gonna have the sill right on top, and afterwards the bricks gonna continue over on top of the stone. So chill back, relax, and enjoy. Your first step is to put your mortar right onto our concrete ledge right now. So I'm gonna leave this corner post right here, being as this is the corner post that we use to run our brick wall. We're just gonna go right up to the corner post, and that way we know that the stone wall will be in line with our brick wall. So we're gonna use it as a gauge or as a guide. So we're gonna start from here, work our way, go over there, so that way if we have a cut, we put the cut right over there in the corner. So I'm gonna start with a corner piece, just like I mentioned earlier. So the corner piece is gonna go down like this. Once I get the first one done, I wanna check for level, make sure that she's nice and level. We're also gonna level it across, same result as in plumbing it. This one is good here. Once this one is good, just gonna butter the face of our stone. Another one right here. I'm trying to have a 1/2 inch to a 3/8 joint space for your head joint. Now we need to level this. We need to level this one with this one that's already level. So we're just gonna sit it down. Make sure that the level is sitting level onto this stone that's already laid. If not, then you want to bang it down to make sure that it's in level with this one. Now it's telling me that we need to tap down this one, this side, in order to get it to level with the existing one that's already there. So we're going to change the band. As you see here, I'm going with a bigger piece, vice versa. So now I'm just going to turn a smaller piece down, so that way this line can't go any longer than what it is right now. Even though it's a 2-dimension stone, you still have to change it around a little bit, twist it around a little bit, so that way you get a nicely. Now we need to put a cut right here. So we're just gonna cut this one right off right here. Before you do any cut, make sure that you wear your respirator. Protect your lungs. I like to come back to check for my first coat. Check for my first course that I install. I like to come and make sure that my first course is plumb. See, all we have to do is just level it across, and it's the same result as in plumbing it. Because you see the stone is not a level surface, so you won't be able to use the level on the face of it like that. Beautiful. Now we need to come around this side, so that way we can bring this side up a little bit. We're just gonna have our mortar right onto our foundation ledge, right on top of our weeping plastic. This mortar, you want to mix it to a consistency of a mayonnaise peanut butter consistency. All right. So for the corner here, I try to find a stone that is the same thickness as this one, so that way at least we can get the face here to look nicely match with each other to turn the corner. Now I'm going to check to see if she's level. Telling me that she want to tap down here in order to get it level. Beautiful. So now we're gonna go for a second one on top. Just gonna go with our mortar right on top like we did with the first one. Pretty straightforward. We're gonna clear your cavity as well. You should have a 1-inch cavity space at the back of your wall as you go up. It's very important to leave that 1-inch space at the back of the wall for breathing purpose. So we're gonna go with one right here. Gonna bring him down to around 3/8. That's the size joint that I'm working with. We're gonna change the bond here again. Like I said, as we go up, we wanna check to make sure that usually when you're going, the longest you wanna go with the same line is around 4 feet. And afterwards you wanna step down and break it by putting a different size stone in order to break the band. Now we can continue with this one for another 4 feet and we should be fine. Now we need to find a piece that is the same as this one, so that way we can have it nicely matched with the corner. That way the corner look nice. Just like so. Level this one from the existing one that's there. I have a technique that I'm going to share with you guys as we go up in the video. This technique is a simple and easy way to know whether or not if your wall is plumb as you go up. This is usually what I do in order to maintain a plumb wall as I go up. If you know your boy Ryan, you know as I go, I come across new techniques, new tricks. I love to share them with you guys. And if you're watching the video as a tradesman, as a mason, and is there anything that you see and I'm not doing that you know would be easier for any of my viewers, feel free to leave them in the comment section there. Because on this channel, one teach one, and the world become a better place. Nobody is more better than nobody here. And each one teach one. So Ryan is always open to learn as well. So feel free to share your thoughts if you have them in the comment section there with us. And we'll be happy. Okay, so I put this one right here. I'm gonna flip it around because I want the cut to be over here and the fracture part to be over there. So just gonna mark it here. Cut this one off like that. We need to check for leveling. Now we need to get a piece of stone that's need to have this one sit over here. We need to get a small piece now that can go right there now. So just gonna cut this one right here. I'm gonna take this piece off. We need to have the stone in line with the brick. We need to bring him out. Also need to check for level, make sure that she's level. Beautiful. Alright, so I'm gonna put a brick tie right here just to tie that one over. We're just gonna install some brick tie right down here. Usually when I'm doing stone or brick, I like to put a brick ties right along, right around on the first or the second course, just to hold it up a little bit, make it more sturdy. So you see I knock it to hear the sound on the inside because you want to nail this brick tie right in the studs, not into the plywood. And also you want to put the nail in the last hole in the bottom of the brick tie. It's right here. So right now I'm using my finger as a gauge or as a guide, and this is what we're going to use to maintain the plumb of the wall as we go up. So as we go up, just like you see I'm doing here, I just push down my finger. I know once it reach up to here, I know that's where. So this is telling me that this needs to go in a little bit more, that way it's tight onto my finger. That way I know that my wall is plumb. To start, you always want to measure from the inside of your wall, come to the outside edge. You should have 4.5 inches. Just like you see I have it here, 4.5 inches. So that way you have a 1 inch cavity space at the back of your wall. It's very important for breathing purpose. When building your brick wall, you always want to leave a brick tie project out to go right on top of your stone wall. So you see we have a brick tie here. It's a little bit higher, but all you want to do, you want to tilt it up and bang it down like that. Sit it perfect level onto your stone wall. This brick wall that already dry, we have our brick tie embedded in it. So this brick tie gonna hold this stone wall together, being as we have a control joint here. If you don't have this brick tie here, it's a possibility that this joint might crack and open. So it's very important to always leave out a brick tie whenever you're doing your brick wall. Usually I leave it out every 2 or 3 courses as I go up. This one I just look to make sure that it hit my corner, check for level. I'm gonna check again across, make sure that she's level across here. Okay, so now we reach one course is down to where our window sill gonna be. Now we need to install a weeping plastic right underneath our window here, just so that if any water were to go in there, it will escape right where we're gonna install our weeping plastic. I'll explain to you coming up soon. So let's go ahead and install the weeping plastic right now. So all we gotta do here, we're gonna bring him all the way over here. Sit him nicely right up underneath our window, just like so. Just gonna roll this bad boy right over. So now we need to cut. Just put that there to hold that up. We need to cut this one right here. That way we can get our weeping plastic right up underneath. Afterward, we're gonna tape our seam. We have to do the same thing down here. You can't throw the tape like me daddy boy. See there, yeah, tuck tape. Okay, so now we need to tape back our seam. Anywhere that we have any cuts, put a cut right there, we need to tape that off. Need to tape underneath the bottom of the window here. Very important to protect your asset, guys. Do the job the right way. No short corner. After you finish, it should look something like this. So we cut our Tyvek so that way we could push our weeping plastic up underneath. If there's any water to run, it will run on the wall, it will escape and come right through here. So even if your tape fail, once you cut it and push it up underneath, there's no way water can go underneath and go inside and cause any damage. Now we want to have our weeping plastic sit right on the edge of your stone, just like you see I have him here, just like this, just a fraction away, that way don't expose, you won't hear it the seat after you install your stone. Right.
I put one more pan at there.
Try your best not to have too much mortar go onto your stone. So now we should have roughly 3 3/4 to 3 1/2 somewhere there. Right now it's 3 3/4, so we're gonna have a 1/4 inch space, or even a 1/8 space underneath the bottom here. It's always better to have between 1/4 to 1/2 inch underneath the bottom, just in case they want to remove the window later on. They can pop it open without damaging the window. It's very important. Now we're gonna put a precast, go right up here. Our precast is 7 1/2 inches. So we need to measure 7 1/2 inches. We need to come over another 3 1/2 inches over, hang over after we install our precast for a sill. So we need to have 11 inches from the window out to here, and that's where you need to come with your sill. So your sill need to be right here. So we're gonna put the first one right there, just like we have him. We're gonna check for level, make sure it's level. We need to check for slope. That way we know that the water is running off this way. Now that we have this one ready, we need to put mortar right on the face of our stone over here. So now I'm using a big level, a long level, just to check to make sure that this one that we just installed is in line with this one that's already installed. It's telling me that we need to go down with this end. Yes, right here now she's nice and level. Next thing we need to check for, we need to check measurement. So we need to check that we have the same, I have line already, Sanjay. Over here we have 5 inches, over here we need to have the same 5 inches. We're also gonna check for slope, make sure that she have the right amount of slope. And the last and final thing is to run our line, just to make sure that both of them is in line with each other. So we're gonna hold the line right at the edge on both sills. Sometimes you might have to push in, sometimes you might have to pluck out. Where she is now, to me, it looks like she's good. So we're gonna leave her right here. Remember we said we need to leave this hole open, so if any water go in there later on, it will escape and it will come to this hole here. After we do that, we want to get a jointer, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna joint this one right here. Just gonna get 2 brick ties. Yeah. I'm gonna cut it out just where we need to. So right now we're checking for our precast. Yeah, 12 1/2. 1 foot and a half. So what I just did, I measure from the top. The length of my precast is 1 feet 11 inches and a half. So I measure from the top, I mark my 1/4 inch joint and I measure come right down, and then after I measure the measurement that left at the bottom, because ideally you want to put a piece of cut. If you have to put a cut, you want to put it right down at the bottom rather than put it up top. Alright, so we're going to insert our precast now. We need to stay away from our window, just a fraction away from our window, maybe like 1/4 inch. We also need to measure to have our 4.5 inches from the wall, so we need to have 4.5 inches from the wall. Once we have that, we need to plumb this up. It's plumb that way, we need to have our plumb this way as well. Now we need to install the one that's gonna go over the other side. That way we can check for square, make sure that she's in line with each other. Both of them are in line with each other. If you're wondering how I get this to go into the stone, I make a cut with my machine. I put a cut right on top and I bend my brick tie like so. And I make another bend so that way it's tight in there. And this, I knock this down. I bend it down just like that, bang it down, and afterwards I knock it down, knock this right in place, then I anchor it inside there. Alright, we're gonna go for break and we'll be back in 10 minutes. So this is where we are, guys. Reach right up. We have another brick tie, bend him right down like this. We're only working to reach right up to the top. Up to the top of our bricks here. Right here, once you reach up, once you install one precast, first and foremost, never want to install precast, go all the way up, and afterwards put your stone or your brick onto it, unless you're gonna leave out some brick ties like you say I have here to tie the stone wall or the brick wall that's gonna go beside your precast. Reason for this, you have a control joint here, and if you don't have a brick tie across to tie both walls together, this will have a crack or it will open afterwards. So it's very important to tie a brick tie just like this. So install this. Once you install one side, you always want to install that side as well to square it. So once you install that side, you want to put a level or a straight edge or a line. Make sure that both of them are in line with each other, just like this. You shouldn't have any space between your level there. You know that it sits perfectly flat onto the stone. The level should sit flat onto the stone. That way you know that both of them are square with each other. Now that we install this one, we need to go ahead and put another one right up top right now. 1 second. Okay guys, so we reach up to the level of where we need to be now. So over here, I remove some of the mortar. Afterwards, we're gonna install white mortar in here. I also remove the mortar from the joint. We're gonna have white mortar right in here. We don't wanna have the black mortar. Afterwards, when I install here, we're gonna remove this one as well. We're gonna put white one in there. So now we're just gonna start to do some joints. Yeah, you can go on now. All right, so we're gonna do some joint. What we're gonna do here, just like so. Afterwards, we're gonna do some wire brush. Basically, just compacting it right now. And afterwards, we use our wire brush. To do a rake joint, rake finish. Okay, so once it's dry, you're gonna get a wire brush. You're gonna rake in the joint with your wire brush and use a broom afterwards to broom it off. I'm gonna wrap it up here, but hope you get value from this video. If you do get value from this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more upcoming video like this one. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.